I'm live! Finally! Hello! Sorry for the delay. I took a couple additional steps to hopefully avoid the problems we had last time with my Wi-Fi connection. What's a polite euphemism for shitting the bed? I can only think of crude ones like that. And also the one that evokes a dog in an unpleasant way. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Hello, future people who may watch this after the fact. Thank you for being late. You are still appreciated. If you are live, you can start putting requests in the chat right about now. I was going to say, as you can see from the sign, but it was not visible. As you can now see from the sign, nobody put in any pre-requests this time, so you can get in right at the tippy top. And if you're new, here's what we're doing. It's, okay, lumberjack song right off the top. Perfect. I love it. So here's what we're doing. Here's the theme. Here's the premise. This is an all requests concert. I will do anything that you request. I will at least attempt it. I don't guarantee you'll get it right, especially if you request something I haven't ever played before. If you want to get a better chance of requesting something good that I will actually be able to play, then you can go to bit.ly/shay covers and dig around in there and find something. The theme for tonight is punk and indie. You don't have to abide by the theme, but it would be fun. Let's see here. No, Google, nobody wants you. Nobody asked for your attention. I've turned off every setting on both my phone and my tablet that I possibly can that applies to the Google Assistant. Like, it doesn't hear me when I say Google. It's not like listening, right? And yet sometimes it just still pops up out of nowhere. Super annoying. All right. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. I cut down trees, I eat my lunch. I go to the lavatory. Wednesdays I go shopping and have butter and scones for tea. He cuts down trees, he eats his lunch, he goes to the lavatory. On Wednesdays he goes shopping and has butter and scones for tea. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. I cut down trees, I wear high heels. I cut down trees, I skip and jump. I like to caress wildflowers. I put on women's clothing and hang around in bars. He cuts down trees, skips and jumps. He likes to caress wildflowers. He puts on women's clothing and he hangs around in bars. TMI, dude. Cut down trees, I wear high heels, suspenders and a bra. I wish I'd be a girlie just like my dear papa. He cuts down trees, he wears high heels, suspenders and a bra. You know, actually, we support you, dude. If you wish to be a girlie, then we will support you in any way that you choose to. Transition to that or not. Whatever you choose to do, we'll be here for you. Rex, you can be Butch. It's okay. I'm here for you. All right. That was fun. So if anyone has joined since then, since I played that little request, thank you, Michelle. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The premise here is that this is an all requests concert. You can request anything that you like, but if you want me to actually get the song even vaguely correct, I recommend going to bit.ly/shay covers. I'm going to just type it in the chat right now So y'all can, oops, I was not actually in the chat. I guess that would help. bit.ly/shay covers. Click on that little link there, and that'll get you to my Google Drive that is vaguely tidy. I picked out a song to play. Wouldn't it be cool if I could spell it correctly? So the theme for tonight is punk and indie. You do not have to pick something from the theme, but it'd be fun if you did. This is a song by an awesome folk punk performer from Olympia, Washington, named Paula Reed Sigmund. Absolutely love their EP that I got when I saw them play an open mic in Seattle one time. And this is a song off that album called Ugly Isn't Beautiful. Most punk rock use of these chords ever. In this town, there are no secrets. We're telling the breeze won't let you keep them. And the campfire smoke that clings to my clothes lets me know I'll never leave. And as the leaves are becoming fluorescent and crunchy under my tired feet, I know I still have a few more battles to lose before I admit defeat. Oh yeah, my heart is beating so fast now, won't you help me slow it down? Oh yeah, my heart is beating so fast now, won't you help me slow it down, 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 down. I know a place where we can take off our shoes and dance barefoot in the sand. We will make friends with the tadpoles and carve our names into driftwood. We will be comfortable knowing that we aren't changing anything. We will be comfortable knowing that we are perpetuating everything. We will be comfortable knowing that we aren't changing a fucking thing. We will be comfortable knowing that we are perpetuating everything. Oh yeah, my heart is beating so fast now, won't you help me slow it down? Oh yeah, my heart is beating so fast now, won't you help me slow it down, 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 down. I love people who take cocaine with their coffee. I love people who have tattoos on their face. I love people who think they're too fat when they're skinny. And that being too fat was a fucking problem in the first place. I love people who get stoned and sleep on couches. I love people who analyze me in their cars. I love best friends who live together and carve upside down crosses into their arms. Watching stupid movies and listening to crap rocks, steady film signs out of people's yards. They say ugly isn't beautiful, but ugly is the most beautiful thing you can be. They say ugly isn't beautiful, ugly isn't beautiful, ugly is the most beautiful thing you can be. Ugly isn't beautiful, but ugly is the most beautiful thing you can be. No matter how dumb or even immature you think you are, you'll never even be half as bad as me. Oh, thank you for that bit of indulgence. I love that song. That was Ugly Isn't Beautiful by Paula Reed Sigmund, awesome folk punk artist from Olympia. Delightful person. They were a delightful person last time I saw them. I don't know. Things can change. Might have become less delightful. I doubt it. They seemed like they were on a trajectory to more delightfulness. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we have no more requests, but I'm going to put that song on the board because I like to keep track of things. It's kind of fun. If you want to make a request, you can do that. Okay. And the rule is that anybody can make a request, and I will attempt to play all of them. But if you make a request with a tip, it will get played sooner. That doesn't apply right now, obviously, but there may be times later in the stream where the requests start coming in. And if there's a tip, yours will get booted up to the front. So the theme for tonight is punk and indie. There is a subfolder in the Google Drive for punk and indie covers. And I threw some stuff in there that was like, you know, actually, I'm going to play one of those right now. I threw some stuff in there that's kind of like adjacent. For example, I haven't played this in a while, but I bet it'll be fun. This is a Cyndi Lauper song, but it's very punk. Lauper song, but it's very punk. Oop. Well, I see them every night in their tight blue jeans, in the pages of the Blue Boy magazine. Hey, I've been thinking of a new sensation. I'm picking up a good vibration. She bought. No, I wanna go out with the lion's roar. Oh, I wanna go south and get me some more. Hey, they say it's kitchen time, say it's 9. They say I better stop or I'll go blind. She bop, he bop, we bop. I bop, you bop, they bop. We bop, bop, you bop. I hope that he will understand. She bop, he bop, we bop. I bop, you bop, they bop. We bop, he bop, she bop. Hey, they say I better get a chaperone, 'cause I can't stop messing with the danger zone. No, I won't worry and I won't fret. Ain't the law against it yet. She bop. I have not played that in a couple of years. Kind of forgot how fast it is. So that's fun. A couple of weeks ago on my dear friend Strangely's stream, somebody asked that he cover that, and they've been doing a thing, or they were when they were streaming every day, where they were taking like any request and they would just like improvise. If it was a song they didn't know, they'd look up like the lyrics and chords and then go from there. And yeah, their version of that was certainly very entertaining, because there's no way you can look at those lyrics and chords and guess that strumming pattern. It's unique. All right, it was really fun. He did like a Cab Calloway-esque like jazz blues rendition of Jenny from the Block, which was iconic. Wouldn't be surprised if it came to some live shows in the future. All right. Cool. Y'all are quiet right now. You are allowed to request any song. It doesn't have to be on theme. You can request originals. If you go to bit.ly/shay covers, there's also there's a spreadsheet in there that has a list of all my originals and all the songs from my old band, the Mongrel Jews, which I can play solo. Yes, that's delightful. Thank you, Michelle. I haven't played this in years either. This is definitely on the indie side of things. Let's see if these chords are even correct. I don't remember the last time I played this. My tablet's being a jerk. All right. So by request. Now we have, don't let me forget to update the request list. You know, I have a record of these. This is Weezer's Butterfly. Perhaps their most sad and pathetic song, which might be saying a lot. Yesterday I went outside, bad key, with my mama's mason jar. Caught a lovely butterfly. When I woke up to No more sighing in her breast. I'm sorry for what I did. I did what my body told me to. I didn't mean to do you harm. Every time I bend down, what I think I want it slips away. There it goes, slips away. Smell you on my hand for days. I can't wash away the scent. If I'm a dog, then you're a bitch. Rivers Cuomo has some issues. I guess you're as real as me. Maybe I can live with that. Maybe I need fantasies. Life of chasing butterfly. I'm sorry for what I did. I did what my body told me to. I didn't mean to do you harm. Every time I bend down, what I think I want it slips away. It goes, slips away. Hey. I told you I would return when the robin makes his nest, but I ain't never coming back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, not bad. Not bad for something I haven't played in like ever. I might have been one of those. There's some things in these folders that I like thought one time, oh, I should cover that. Looked up the lyrics, played the chords, went, these sound more or less correct, and then just like popped them into a text file and then just popped it up in the folder and like didn't think about it after that. So, you know. All right, this is going to be a lot of just stuff that I feel like playing if y'all don't feel like making any requests this evening. So, let's see. Okay. This is one that I doubt anyone will request, but I really wanted to play. It's by a band called The Stereo. They were kind of a thing in the like indie pop punk power pop world of the early aughts. And I was a big fan. Got to interview him for my zine one time. I also haven't played this one in a while, so this should be fun. It is a fun song. If you have a moment to spare for me, if you need a friend, then I will be. If you need some company, then call me. If you want to see a bad movie, if you still believe you can't trust me, if you need a hand to hold that look down by your knee, no matter what they're going through, no matter what you did or say you do, no matter what it is, I will help you. If you make a call, I will downline, and if you're short on bus fare, I will drive. If you need a warmer coat, here, take mine. Just got totally lost. If you want to get down on my knees, and if you say I'll get you your own key, if you need another dying wish, then you can kill me. Emo enough for ya? No matter what you're going through, no matter what you did or say you do, no matter what it is, I will help you. It's like a sick guitar solo here on the recording, which I obviously can't do. me start that over. If you need a stain, if you've got a stain, I'll shout it out. Tell me all your fears and have no doubt. If you need some privacy, I will get the hell out. Yeah. If you thought you ought to have the time, and if you have the time, I've got the perfect crime. If you need a car to stall, you can kill my eye. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you did or say you do, no matter what it is, I will help you. 'Cause you would help me too. All right. That's another one, a little complicated, a little bit of jumping around action there. All right. All right. I'm going to do one of mine. I'm going to do an original. It's one of my newer songs. And it's a little bit punk rock. Oh, I will, yes, I'll do Ballad of Serenity next. I'm going to do Arms and Eyes first. Arms and Eyes, and then Ballad. Now, Ballad of Serenity is definitely one of those I looked up at one point and thought I should play this, and I don't know if I ever got around to it, so that one, it'll be an adventure. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, hold on, quick tune. Oh, these bangs are getting so long. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's Arms and Eyes. It's about having a unbearably ridiculous crush on someone. So that's fun. It's going to be on my new EP whenever I am physically and legally able to record it. Hopefully someday. Someday it shall in fact exist. All right. Let's see how this sounds. Well, not these chords don't look familiar, so. Fuck, that's not good. Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. That's not far off. I don't care, I'm still free. These are not the right chords, you guys. You can't take the sky from me. No. Burn the land. Take me out to the black. Tell 'em I ain't coming back. Burn the land and boil the sea. Can't take the sky from me. There's no place that I can be since I found serenity. You can't take the sky from me. Hey, I said all covers guaranteed attempted. And I definitely attempted that. Thank you, Michelle, for acknowledging my attempt. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Those are not the most wrong chords I've ever seen. I don't understand people who put up wrong chords on the internet. Like, how do they sound right to them? Are they just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you can have the wrong chords and it can sound right to you, depending on just, if your tone is a little weird or whatever. But I can't imagine being so confident that you've got them right, that you're like, I must share this with the world. I've figured out the chords for some songs that I couldn't find chords for on the internet, but I never went, I must post this on the internet for others, so they may benefit from my astounding skills. Yeah, I don't know, maybe trolls. That'd be a weird way to troll people. Like, you'd never know what your success rate was in trolling. You just sit there and go, I bet somebody's trying to play Ballad of Serenity now and just completely whiffing it. I'm so clever. Oh, the cleverness of me. Anyway, for anyone who's joined the live stream, hello and welcome. This is all requests all the time, except when nobody makes a request, and then I play whatever I feel like. Feel free to make any request that you want, and I will at least attempt it. Might not be good, though. If you want to increase your chances of your request coming out the way that you imagine it, I recommend going to bit.ly/shay covers. That's what it is. And then you can gain access, like you're some kind of hacker, to my secret, not so secret covers folder on the internet. The theme for this week is punk and indie. You don't have to make requests from that subfolder, but it'd be kind of fun if you did. But yeah, you can request anything. There's also a spreadsheet in there with a list of all my original songs and some songs from my old band. I'm going to do one from my old band. I just feel like it. We were kind of punk, We were moderately punk. Surely we were moderately punk. I can't do all the Mongrel songs solo because, of course, I played washboard in that band, which does not require you to know chords. But you do sort of have to know chords to play the ukulele. Get a little more of the ukulele in there if I tilt that down. Yeah, there you go. So let's do a little song from the Mongrels, which we like to call Potter's Field, aka, in parentheses, the funeral song. That's wrong. It's wrong on my little chord sheet. Not my fault. Blame it on Aaron. He made the chord sheets. I come uninvited. My life's just begun to drink till the manuscript been unspun. Well, I went to a funeral for a band. I did not know. I went to a funeral for a band I didn't know was dead. Holding court at the center of it all. Your friends and your lovers all remember your fall. Your eyes up for one night, forgiving of your sins. And your child lies sleeping as the rumpus begins. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, I went to a funeral for a man I did not know. Well, I went to a funeral for a man I didn't know was dead. Midnight goes, a gentleman still stood at the door. When noise breaks the walls, break out and away. Just the moon is river that carries us away. And I went to a funeral for a man I did not know. I went to a funeral for a man I didn't know was dead. That was fun. I haven't played that song in a very long time. I miss that song. I miss those songs in general. I miss that band. If you've never heard the band, you can check us out still. We're not recording or playing together anymore, but the mongreljuice.bandcamp.com. I think it's not just mongrel juice. Could be wrong. I think we included the article. But yeah, on Bandcamp, we recorded an EP before we splintered, which I still think is very good and very representative of how we sounded live. So you can hear a better version of that with more cool stuff happening and harmonies and what have you. I made a list for myself of songs I wanted to do when there were no requests, and then hold on, let me see if I can find it. I don't know where I put it. I forgot to bring it over here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Nobody panic. I found it. Okay. I hope at least someone is appreciating that I dressed to theme tonight, which I've not done with the previous themes. I'm wearing a real-life punk band t-shirt. Glenn or Glenda. They were a Seattle Misfits cover band. And like all Misfits cover bands, you're required to have a theme. Because there are too many Misfits cover bands for everyone to just be playing Misfits songs and not have a theme. So their theme was a play on the classic exploitation film Glenn or Glenda about a cross-dresser. And also plays on the fact that the lead singer of Misfits, and the only lead singer the Misfits have ever had, certainly, Glenn Danzig. Hence why the Glenn and Glenda are spelled with 2 N's, because that's how he spells his name. It's very clever. The band all played in drag. It was fun. Like all Misfits cover bands, they appeared once a year during Halloween, played one show, and then disappeared into the mists. You know what? Speaking of local punk bands and the Misfits, good transition to the theme, Sarah. I'm going to do a song that is, in fact, by a local punk band. This band is also no more, tragically, but they were called The Them. Perfect horror punk name. And they're delightful, great guys. They had a hard time holding on to drummers, which a lot of punk bands have this problem, but they had such a hard time finding good drummers that eventually they were like, fuck drummers, and they just recorded an acoustic album. They did an entire album of their songs played acoustic, like horror punk in the vein of the Misfits, but just straight up played acoustic, and they're delightful. The guitar player of that band went on to start a great local bluegrass band called Sweet Lou's Sour Mash that I sat in with a couple times. And I also was privileged to be the drummer for one of the Them's reunion concerts. They'd still sworn off drummers, but a lot of people had asked them to do a reunion concert like a few years after they broke up. So they were like, hey, we should ask Sarah to play washboard. So I got to play washboard on a whole set of their songs, which was delightful. Anyway, this is one of theirs. Hold on a second. My sister's calling. Hey, what's up? I'm in the middle of a stream. You should come watch it. Well, that was poorly timed. She's going for a walk. It's just, don't. Rude. I always stream 7 to 9. Sunday nights. Well, that's true. Time has lost all meaning, as we know. Well, anyway, I will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your walk. Bye. Rude. You'd think if one person in the world was contractually obligated. Oh, also, here's one of my best friends texting me just about like whatever. I'm gonna shame him. Dude, in all caps, I am streaming right now. Everybody who's supposed to care about me is doing other things. How rude. How dare they not set aside their Sunday evening for my musics. Anyway, what was I talking about? This song is by The Them. And I rewrote the lyrics slightly to make it a little more, because I'm so popular that people are trying to contact me but not watching my stream. Everyone wants to talk to Sarah. Nobody wants to listen to Sarah. Anyway, I rewrote these lyrics slightly to make them make slightly more sense, because when you're doing the Misfits style singing, you don't really have to make a lot of sense. So I tweaked them a little, but One night I went walking 'cause I was sick of my fighting. So I started wandering aimlessly. The night was cloudy like the mist in the graveyard. When the dark one embraced me, as I Oh my gosh, I love that song so much. I still do that busking sometimes, and people will be walking along and be like, "When did she just say?" If this was like a popular song that was like available around the internet more, I feel confident somebody would have done a fan vid, like a Spike/Buffy fan vid using that song, right? Actually, it might be more of a Spike Drusilla song, now I think about it. Complicated relationship, that. Except she's the one who changed him, so the lyrics wouldn't be exactly correct, but it's okay. You guys ever notice that in Spike's first appearance, he refers to Angel as his sire, but then later on, they established that it was actually Drew who sired him? Did you guys notice that? I bet some people did. I bet there's lots of blog posts on the internet about it. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here that would be fun to play? Michelle, you're like getting a private concert basically here. YouTube says there's at least one other person in here, but they're not talking. Wow, you've never watched Buffy? That's fine. There's lots of stuff to watch, but it just seems so much like your jam. It just seems like you would be a person who'd watch it. To be fair, I didn't watch it until like 2011 or 12. Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it when it was on TV. I do not do horror. I don't like anything scary. And when it was on the air, anytime I would catch like a little bit of it, I was like, yeah. Oh, if you can handle X-Files, you can handle Buffy. It's not nearly as gross as X-Files. I've seen a few episodes of X-Files, like, it gets way gorier and creepier than anything in Buffy, in my opinion. When I finally saw Firefly, I was like, this show's great. And then people were like, yeah, it was the same guy who did Buffy. And I'm like, what? I think in my head, I thought Buffy was just like some throwaway garbage CW type show. And it was on the WB, or UPN, whatever eventually became the C-dubs. Is that the same thing? Anyway. And then I got all the DVDs and watched all of them. So in between it being on the air and streaming, I watched all of Buffy on DVD. I was renting them from a video store at the start. I miss my local video store, you guys. They were around just 4 or 5 years ago. They were still hanging on. Still hanging on. What was I was gonna play something. I added a bunch of stuff to this folder. I should do all the stuff I learned specifically for this stream. Yeah, Scarecrow is great though. Scarecrow is amazing. I'm so glad that they've been able to kind of pivot to the nonprofit status and keep going. I haven't been there in years because it's just a little too far away. But yeah, should put that on my list of things. Not being able to do things has kind of made me realize how many things I've been meaning to do and just never got around to. And now that a lot of small businesses are in danger, it's making me realize, like, boy, when I can go places again, if that place is open, I should go there. I'm going to add Scarecrow to the list because they're cool. All right, what are some things I learned for this? Oh my gosh. All right. I spent so much energy. No, I'm going to save that for later, just in case. Oh, yeah. All right. I learned this one. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I save that as an RTF? It's easier to see things on my tablet if they're just a text file, but I gotta open it as a Google Doc. All right, it's fine. So anyway, this is, yeah, where'd it go? Come back. This is a song by the Stiff Little Fingers, awesome 80s punk band from Ireland. Oh, hello, Nick. Yes, okay, I will add Zoe to the list. Hold on, let me update the list. I'd rather be undead. Now I'm going to do this Stiff Little Fingers song, which is just like, it's a fucking rock and roll anthem, is what it is. And then we'll do Zoe. Okay. This is another band that I had just kind of heard the name. I knew they existed for years and it never delved into them. And then I met someone and we had a lot in common, and we had so many bands we liked in common that any band one of us really felt strongly about, the other one hadn't heard, we were like, well, I have to check out this band immediately. We have so much else in common. I'm going to love this. And he recommended Guitar and Drum to me, and he recommended Stiff Little Fingers in general, and made me a mix. And I was like, oh my God, I've wasted every second of my life I've been alive until this point not listening to this band. They're great. Well, it might make the young girls' hearts beat faster, but it don't abuse this cynical old bastard. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I believe in the hope held in a song. I believe that the music makes us strong. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. They've got like a real cool little riff there. I didn't bother to learn how to play. It's fine. Well, there's songs about heartache and there's songs about love. There's some songs about sex and why I hate. We'll start that over. Well, there's some songs about heartache. There's some songs about love. There's some songs about sex and by an 8-year-old. There's no one making statements cause rebellion don't pay. And they'd rather that you bought this cause it's safer that way. I can't believe that everyone is happy with the newest teen sensation, carbon copy. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I believe in the hope held in a song. I believe in the music makes us strong. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. That's like the cheap version of their actual riff. You gotta eat food, play with Barbie, drink Coca-Cola. Don't do anything that marks you as solo. Don't only use your brain for playing Nintendo. Consume everything with corporate. This has a different melody and I've completely forgotten what it is. Eat big food, play with Barbie, drink Coca-Cola. Don't do anything that marks you as solo. Only use your brain for playing Nintendo. Consume everything with corporate logos. Go on ahead, make all the fat cats fatter. Go on ahead, make all the fat cats fatter. And for God's sake, don't say anything that matters. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I believe in the hope held in a song. I believe that the music makes us strong. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I believe in the hope held in a song. I believe that the music makes us strong. I believe in the power of guitar and drum. I realized the lyrics to that song in 2020 sound a little cheesy and like cliche, but it wasn't always cliche. There's a reason that kind of thing is a cliche, because people like Stiff Little Fingers said it for the first time. They're a little harsh on the Nintendo, I know, but it does come up a little bit like, you kids, get off my lawn. But I mean, they are Gen Xers. I don't know how old they were when they started the band either. They might be pretty old Gen Xers too. All right. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, right. I was going to do Zoe next. Of course. Of course. All right. This is a original song of mine. 60s pop song. If you want to hear a version of it that actually sounds like a 60s pop song with the guitar and drum and all that, and a theremin solo, yeah, you can go to my Bandcamp. I released it as a single. Also, maybe I should slightly explain that it's about the concept of someone in the 60s, like, having their sexual awakening watching an episode of Doctor Who. It's fine, you'll get it. It was the fall of 1968, and I was 13 years old, sitting by the telly on a Saturday night, waiting for a world to unfold, full of spacemen, monsters, adventure galore, and a girl who was just like me. Suddenly danger erupted, and I jumped behind the sofa so I wouldn't see. She and Jamie clung to the console, spinning through nothing at all. As the camera revolved around, my jaw dropped to the floor, because I saw the silver spacesuit. I'm sure I shouldn't think the way that I do, but her button nose is so cute. Zoe, could I love you? And by the way, at home, you can be doing like a little, if you want to be super 60s about it, you know. You don't have to. I ain't telling you how to live. She was so clever, so smart, and so rare. She was all I wanted to be. Nobody else could ever compare with that girl from the stage on W3. Oh, I couldn't tell my friends, I couldn't tell my mom. Nobody would understand me. How my feelings could be so strong with a girl from the 21st century. If only the doctor would visit me and take me to space and time. There's only one place that I wanna go. The year 2000 would suit me fine. Jamie is nice, but he's just a boy. She was so much more. As the camera revolved around, my jaw dropped to the floor, because I saw Zoe's silver spacesuit. I'm sure I shouldn't feel the way that I do, but her button nose is so cute. Zoe, could I love Zoe's silver spacesuit? I shouldn't feel the way I do, but her button nose is so cute. Zoe, could I love Zoe? Could I love Zoe? Could I love you? Aw, thanks for requesting that, Nick. Or Michelle. It came with the Nick says hi, so I assumed it was from Nick, but both of you. Thanks for requesting it. I love playing that song. It's funny. Sometimes the songs you think are going to be the most like niche and like nobody is really going to care, or it's going to be kind of a throwaway fun thing that you'll like no you'll never play again, end up being super popular. My Honey Bunch Lee is one of my originals, and I wrote that about a friend's comic character that from a comic book that never actually came to be, and it's become one of my most popular songs. So you never know. I wrote it in about an hour. I have other songs that have taken me years to actually finish, but that one, for whatever reason, just knocked it out. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this song next. This is another one that I decided to learn for this. I learned it earlier today, in fact, because I was kind of tidying up my punk and indie folder in the covers folder, and I realized it just was missing a lot of like my favorite bands, because it's not like I created it with any thought involved. I didn't create the folder to like represent anything or have like a good swath of material. It's just whatever in the moment I've gone, yeah, I should learn that song, and then throw it in there. Anyway, so I did this. This is a Nerf Herder song. It's called Jacket. Used to be our history. Now it's only covered with your cold memory of so much time I spent with you. Now all that's left are tears from falling off your bed, marks made by your sleeping head. I did learn it earlier today. Lipstick from a drunken kiss, ice cream stains that now I miss. I read the band name was on the clothes, TVH, black flag, and the I saw the Devo patch on your sleeve. You were in my jacket without me. So much time I spent with you. Now all that's left are tears from falling off your bed, marks made by your sleeping head. Lipstick from a drunken kiss, ice cream stains that now I'll miss. Blood from when you scraped your cheek, that dirt from walking by the creek, coffee spilled on our first date. I used to let you wear it in the rain. So much time I spent with you, girl. All that's left are tears from falling off your bed, marks made by your sleeping head. Lipstick from a drunken kiss, ice cream stains that now I'll miss. You used to wear it in the rain. I really love that song. A lot of Nerf Herder songs are very silly in ways that unfortunately now is like some of the jokes are a little problematic. I still think they're great. I think it's all problematic in a way that's like, well, yes, we all thought it was funny to joke about those things then. We've learned better now. But that one is just like solid. That's a solid song. I always felt like that could definitely have had like a whole second life as like a mainstream radio cover. Couple of lyrical tweaks, and it like, what does country love more than a nostalgic song of lost love? You just, instead of a leather jacket, which it never explicitly says, so you're just imagining leather, right? And just imagine a denim jacket instead. Oh my God. Bring the house down, like Brad Paisley or some shit like that. That's a dated reference. I don't know who's new and hot in the country world. Oh, hey, Nick, do I know any Bowie besides Starman? Let me tell you something about Mr. David Bowie. He was like a real musician. He was a talented mother hecker. And his songs are, as a result, complicated. A lot of them are very complex compositionally. And it is hard for lazy, self-taught folk musicians to figure it out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not as what's a way to say it without sounding self-deprecating? I'm I can't think of a way to say it. Honestly, he was on another level, you know? He was just like kind of a genius, musically speaking. Quicksand is good and simple. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put that on my list and I will learn it. I will learn Quicksand. I don't think I've even ever heard that one. That one is not familiar to me. So I will try to learn that one for the future. I don't want to do Bowie the injustice of like looking up the chords and just winging it. Also, probably it will have some weird chords I'll have to learn. Even the Starman, the version I have of Starman, is like hard for me to get through, which I can still do it. I still love singing it. But when he passed away, I had a house show soon after that. And I asked the other two performers at the show if they wanted to do, for like an encore at the end of the show, we would all do a Bowie cover and encourage everyone in the audience to sing along. I can't remember if you guys were there or not. Maybe you were there. Anyway, oh god, I just had a little brain fart there. I'm so glad we didn't have any tech issues. The show was me, Dogwood, and Helen America. And we did Starman as an encore, and we passed out like lyric sheets to everyone. Yeah, there were a lot of Bowie sing-alongs for several months at least after that. But seriously, I was like, we should do a Bowie song. And then we looked up a bunch of different Bowie songs, and we're like, what? That was the easiest one I could find of the ones I knew to look for anyway. And I wanted to pick one of the bigger ones, you know, one that a lot of people would know. Anywho, what else should I do? I did Martian Girl from Planet V last week. Well, because someone who had requested it was there, so I guess I had to do it then. It was off brand. It was not on theme for last week. Oh, also, you guys can get an exciting sneak peek tidbit of news. Next week's theme is going to be 80s, 90s, early 2000s. It's going to be flashback time. Going through my folder and picking out the songs to go into that subfolder, because that was not a subfolder I had existing, I realized that I have a lot of late 70s songs in my folder, in my covers, not a lot of 80s. There were several I clicked on like, wait, is that an 80s song? I think it is, and looked it up, and it was like 78 or 79, and I'm like, what the hell? Like a lot of 75 through 79, not a lot of 80s stuff. So, I will be looking up some more 80s and 90s songs to add. Despite the fact that I grew up in that time period, I haven't learned a lot of songs from that time. At least not a lot of pop songs, I guess. So if you want to request anything for that, getting your request early so I can look it up and figure out, find good chords, good key, and all that crap. And then I will do it next week. So that'll be fun. Oh, that's a good one. All right. I'll add it to next week's requests. Spin me right round. Wonder if, is that the actual title of that song, or is that one of those where like people always remember the most commonly repeated? Yes, you should think of a fun Bowie song from the 80s through the early 2000s. I put some things in my folder that were from 2008, 2009, but I'm gonna try and skew a little earlier, you know. It's like, remember radio stations that in the early 2000s would say, playing the hottest hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. Songs that radio station would have played. That's the theme. Anyway, I'm going to do a song that I haven't played in a really long time, but I like it. It's by an English band called The Wombats. They're from Liverpool. Well, except for the one guy who's from Norway, but he, lived in Liverpool when they formed the band. I haven't done this in a long time, but I like this song. So they were a bit of a stretch to include in here. Wombats are very cool animals. They are. And it's a pretty cool band. Right, this song is called Techno Fan. It's much like Jackets, just C and F back and forth for the first bit. East London's a bomb site. It is a treasure chest. Waves are pink with costumes, more than our evening dress. She said I should come over, though the music's not my type. Don't you know I chopped a limb off just to have a good time. I send out an email with wombats every week. Really? Wait, is that not Nick? Is that not the Nick I thought it was? Is it a different Nick? I assumed it was the Nick who had previously been invoked on the stream, but maybe not. If it is, it's something I did not know about you, Nick. Anyway, where was I? Just to have a good time. Shut up and move with me, or get out of my face. I didn't queue for an hour to leave straight. I can't remember how this part goes. Queue for an hour to leave straight away. Shut up, stay with me, or let go of my hands. The lasers fill our minds with empty plans. I never knew I was a techno fan. This is not a weird weekend. It's an angry one hole. I'm talking like a city boy and drinking with the northern soul. She said I could come over, though it's kinda times. Still seems I chopped a limb off before I put up the fight. Shut up and move me, or get out of my face. I didn't queue for an hour to leave straight away. Shut up and stay with me, or let go of my hands. The lasers fill our minds with empty plans. I never knew I was a techno. We are the 1980s. We are the Detroit lights. And I never wanna. Oh, there's always a bridge you forget about. See this star, I'm in debt to you. I'm in debt to you, but don't feed me plant food. Shut up and move me, or get out of my face. I didn't spend up to 20 sheets and not cash.app. Shut up and stay with me, or let go of my hands. The lasers fill our minds with empty plans. I never knew I was a techno fan. I didn't remember that song as well as I expected to, but a friend of mine is a huge fan of that band, and I haven't listened to them that much, but she got me into them, and I listened to one and a half other albums quite a lot, and that was from the one. Anywho, that was fun. Yeah, well, Nick, that is something I did not know about you. You send out like wombat news or just like a fun picture of a wombat every week? I need to get on this mailing list. I need more wombats in my life. Have you seen the picture of Shaq holding a wombat? That's special. It's special. There's also an amazing picture on the internet of John Darnielle from the Mountain Goats holding a wombat and just like staring off into space, like a 1,000-yard stare. It's pretty great. There's also a good picture of him holding a pig. What are good pictures of John Darnielle holding animals? Never thought about that before. He's just adorable. All right, Loving the Alien, classic 80s Bowie. All right. I will try both. We'll see. Now I'm going to tell you something funny that's on theme for this conversation. Shoot, what did I play after Zoe but before? Oh, Jacket. For many years, the only Bowie album I owned was Let's Dance. And then I started working at a record store, and my coworkers found out, and they were like, what is wrong with you? Get Ziggy Stardust at least. And I did, and it's a great record. There's nothing wrong with Let's Dance. All right. Well, how are you guys feeling? I might wrap up a little bit early tonight just because there's not a ton of people making requests. But I'll do a couple more at least. I'm gonna, shoot. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Well, don't worry. I'm gonna mute the microphone. I'll be right back. I'm back. Like nothing ever happened. Boy, I'll tell you what, I got some wicked allergies going on right now, even though I'm not leaving the house. We are opening the windows a lot to get some fresh air up in here. Okay. All right, if you want to get any last requests in, squeeze them in. Yes, thank you. It's very sneaky. Very sneaky. Oh, I wasn't looking at my phone. I got a tip. Did the tip come with a request? Possibly one I already played. I always forget. If you tell people that you will play things if they tip you, you have to like keep an eye on your phone. Oh, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Very kind of you. One of the streams I did, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Or thank you, Michelle. Thank you, both of you. One of the streams I did a couple weeks ago, I left my phone in the other room. Like my phone was out in the living room. I'm in my bedroom, and just like didn't look at it. Luckily, that week, none of the tips came with a specific request attached. Or if it did, the person made the request in the chat as well, and I did it. But I was like, boy, you should probably have your phone on you, and you should kind of keep an eye on it just in case anybody makes a request. Excuse me, all to pieces, as my mother used to say. Probably still does. She's not dead or anything. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do a Dead Milkmen song. This is one of my like classic covers that I've been doing busking for years and years. It's called Punk Rock Girl. Perfectly on theme. One Saturday, I took a walk to Zipperhead. I met a girl there and she almost knocked me dead. Punk rock girl, please look at me. What do you see? We'll travel around the world, just you and me. Punk rock girl. I tapped her on the shoulder and said, be the ending to that song. Which one is the real ending? Better not tell you now. Anyway, hello, strangely. Hello, Roderick. I'm glad you caught that one. So as soon as I say, I'll probably wrap up early because not that many people are watching, all of a sudden, like, 3 new people show up. Of course. Anyway, this is an all request live stream for people who just showed up. You can go to bit.ly/Shay covers. I'll even type it in the chat. Why does this keep happening to me where I'm like somehow in the search bar and not in the chat? It's to pick on / bit.ly/Shay covers. Not Shay Civet. I'm not selling civet cats. What? Anyway, okay. Go there, and there's covers and things there that you can pick from. The theme for this week is punk and indie. You don't have to request something off of that theme off of in that folder. You can if you want. It's fun. You can request anything, including originals as well. Also, if anybody is enjoying this and would like to show me a little appreciation, sarahshay.com/tips is where you would do that. However, I'm not doing too bad right now. I'm okay. I can pay my bills. I have food. I'm doing all right. So I'm going to start requesting that if you're going to tip me, please consider donating to a relief fund or organization in your area first to help out people who are a little less fortunate than I. So, you know what I should do? I'm going to do a thing. Probably going to embarrass myself doing it. I have a subfolder in here called Songs by My Friends. There's 2 people in the stream right now who have songs in there. And maybe I will try to do one. All right. That's fun. I figured out the chords for that like ages ago just for fun because I think it's a super fun song. That's by my friend Roderick Cumming, who's in the chat right now. And I believe that was from his old band, Cat Hair Ensemble. I'm going to figure out that other one of these days. The Year of Hell. That one's more complicated. Oh my God, strangely. I should send you Year of Hell. It's an accordion song, so you would probably be better at interpreting it than me. Anyway, it's delightful. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to play it, but that one was a little easier. So, anyway. Playing friends songs is fun. I have talented friends. They write great songs, and nobody's covering them. Like, you know, if I cover a Nerf Herder song, I'm but one in a sea of people doing Nerf Herder covers, you know? Many people. Nerf Herder's not going to be like, oh my gosh, somebody covered my song? Awesome. That's Strangely's already looking at Year of Hell. That's awesome. Yeah, that one would be fun. You and I should do a cover of it together, Strangely. It'd be awesome. We do a long distance cover. Anyway, on that theme, I'm just gonna go off of the punk and indie theme unless somebody makes a request. And I'm gonna do another friend song because friend songs are great. I like my friends. Don't know what lies in store. St. Christopher, please take my hand. I'm bound for a distant shore. I'm bound for a distant shore. I'm bound for a distant shore. I only hope my legs are strong and ready. I've got some writing to do. My bags are packed full of empty notebooks. I'll write the stories for you. I'll write the stories for you. I'll write the stories for you. Off in the distance I see misty mountains. I hear 'em calling my name. At some point, the book in my hand's not enough. I wanna sail across that sea. 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 Standing on the edge of my next great adventure, I don't know what lies in store. St. Christopher, please take my hand. I'm bound for a distant shore. I'm bound for a distant shore. I'm bound for a distant shore. That is Next Great Adventure by my dear friend Strangely. Like playing that song too. Okay, dumb joke at the end. The Winter Garden Theater is where Cats played on Broadway for years. Tri-state area TV networks used to have Cats commercials that would always end with a voiceover saying, "Cats now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater." That's delightful. I've always wondered if that was a reference to, that must be a reference to something I've never heard of, because I've never heard of the Winter Garden Theater. That's delightful. Thank you, Roderick, for giving me a little behind the scenes. Oh, Strangely, I'm sorry, I didn't see, you got to type out the whole thing. I kind of saw that that BS was in your message, and I thought you were making a joke or something, and I didn't read the whole thing. So I'd already decided to do Next Great Adventure. You know what? I'm going to do Broken Stones, too. Try and stop me. I'm going to do 2 Strangely songs in a row. I'm out of control! Woo! Okay. This song's serious. Gotta get serious. You thought that this could be a home, a place of warmth where the cold winds blow. But at your touch, the rot begins to grow. Now you've gone and cracked the stone. Everybody singing, die, 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 die. Die, 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 urge to stay remains ever strong. You're told you best be moving on. Singing, die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Walking down an endless dusty hall, where nothing you plant will grow tall. You're not so much a journey as a fall. Nostalgic for no place at all. Singing, die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Everybody keep the eyes going. When will all this end for me? I want my roots to grow deep. Oh, when will this all end for me? I want my roots to grow deep. That would have been so beautiful and emotional if I hadn't hooked up the last chord. So close. Anyway, Strange, I hope you enjoyed that. That's the first time I've played that for Strangely. I just realized fairly recently that I had never covered one of Strangely songs, and I was like, weird. I've been trying to do more Learning Friends songs over the last year or so. Anyway, we're having a good time in here. We're all having a great time. Michelle, Nick, if you guys write some songs, I'll cover them too. All right, let's see. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Would you rather hear a friend cover that's about it's a breakup song between a mermaid and a sea serpent? Or would you like to hear from the punk and indie folder a Suicide Machines cover of a 70s country song? All right. Suicide Machines, 90s punk band, covering a 70s country song. And then I'm covering the Suicide Machines version. Or a friend cover that's a breakup song between a mermaid and a sea serpent. Oh, Strangely's asking for a breakup song about a siren and a sailor. They're kind of similar. The mermaid and the serpent is a little more tongue in cheek. All right, you know what? What the hell? I'll do both. All right, two voices. We got two voices over here. All right. I'll do that first, and then I'll do Siren and the Sailor. Okay. Here we go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden, and along with the sunshine, there's gonna be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give, so live and let live or let go. Whoa, whoa. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings, but you don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, let's keep talking, you can make it come true. I would give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. Oops. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden, not along with the sunshine. There's gonna be a little rain sometimes. Take it, you gotta give some live and let live and let go. Oh, I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. I'd say that's about half. Let's say that's about 40% the Suicide Machines cover. 30% 30% Lynn Anderson's the most popular recording of it, and then like 30% me just fucking around. Because, you know, it just makes more sense to play the country version on a acoustic instrument. I mean, the Suicide Machines version's like, if you're not talking, you make up just let you go. That's what I want you to know. You know, doesn't sound as good on a ukulele. Can you have a rose garden, please? Yes, you may. You just have to go and buy a bunch of roses and then plant them. Done. You have my permission. All right, now I'm going to do another friend cover, kind of a friend cover. It's like on the line. I don't think I put it in the friend covers folder because, I don't know, I'm not friends with this person. We are acquaintances. Your neighbor planted them. Even better, you can enjoy them, but you don't have to do any of the work. Winner, winner. Chicken Daniel. Anyway, this song, requested by Strangely, it's A Siren and the Sailor by Kristen Allen-Zito. Amazing, very talented, wonderful songwriter from the Bellingham area. And this is a song I like very much that she wrote. I think I need to wrap up pretty soon because my roommate has to go to sleep so she can work in the morning. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do the song that I planned to be my closing number for tonight. Unless anybody is like a desperate need for me to do something other than the other song that I planned. Which is the Against Me classic, Those Anarcho-Punks Are Mysterious. Get us back on theme for the end of the stream. Siren and the sailor fell in love beneath the waves. Every moment is a lifetime when you're drowning in the water. So in that moment, they spent their days, and every morning the siren would sing to the sailor, "You're not the same, but that's okay. I want you to grow. I want you to change. Can I come along with you sometime? I wanna see the sun when you hit the sky. If you don't already know, you can come with me. I'll show you the treasures beneath the sea. We'll find called the sailor from out of the ocean. He remembered the storm and the ship he'd been on. And from somewhere he heard a song that he adored, from the siren and the choral to the sailor on the shore. You're not the same, but that's okay. I want you to grow, I want you to change. Can I come along with you? Oh, that's right. You're not the same, but that's okay. I want you to grow, I want you to change. You're not the same, that's okay. I want you to grow, I want you to change. You're not the same, but that's okay. I want you to grow, I want you to change. You're not the same, but that's okay. I want you to grow, I want you to change. Well, there's my rendition. Kristen Allen Zito. Let me try. Kristen Allen Zito.bandcamp. I keep not being in the chat. Go in the chat. Kristen Allen Zito.bandcamp.com. Oop, except for the slash. You can figure it out. I think that's right, aside from the obvious part that's wrong. She's an amazing musician. It's got a full length and an EP on there. Both are great. I highly recommend checking her out. Okay. So since nobody else came up with something they just desperately needed to hear, I'm going to wrap us up tonight with the most punk song I have ever attempted to learn. Against Me's Those Anarcho-Punks Are Mysterious. This is a very hard song to sing because the lead singer, just the way that she delivers the lyrics, it's very inconsistent in a like artistic way. It's not bad. It's not like badly done or something. It's just like hard to follow. All right, but I practiced it, so. Yeah. I'm not going to try to do the intro because I can't remember how it goes. We're all presidents, we're all congressmen, we're all cops in waiting. We're the workers of the world. There is the elite and the dispossessed, and it's only about survival. Who has skill to play the game for all its worth? A region obscure kind of perfection. Let's try and keep as much emotion out of this as possible. Let's try not to remember any names. We'll do it for a country, remember any names? Whoa, like I said, this is a weird song. We'll do it for a country, for people, for a moral vision. United, we'll make them remember our history. How we'd like to be told. How we'd like to be told. And we rock because it's us against them. We'll find our own reasons to sing. And it's so much less confusing when lines are drawn like that, where people are either consumers or revolutionaries, enemies or friends, hanging on to the fringes of the clocks in the system. It's just about knowing where everyone stands. All of a sudden, people start talking about guns, talking like they're going to war. Cause I found something to die for. They're taking back what they stole. Sure, it's every other option, but it doesn't make a difference how we get it. Do you really fucking get it? Nailed it. That was my, you can see what I mean about the vocals being a lot, the lyrics, the cadence, the phrasing. It's all over the place. Anyway, my voice just told me it's time to be done for the night. I tried to tear it up like Laura Jane Grace. It's not a skill everyone has. So that's it for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and making requests and tips and all that. I really love doing this. It's really fun. It's nice to have some structure to my week, knowing that I'm going to do a concert every Sunday night. It's forcing me to practice more than I normally do, so that's good. Also, Monday through Friday, I'm doing evening streams at 6 p.m. where I read a couple chapters of Jane Austen's Emma. It's fun. It's relaxing, and I like doing it. So that's on here. Shoot, I forgot. I was going to be on Instagram. Forgot I was going to be on Instagram tonight. Oh, well. Too bad, Instagrams. Anyway, that will be on Instagram as well. And then next week, Sunday, I'm going to actually switch these live streams, I think, to 6, just to make it consistent. So I'm always streaming at 6 o'clock. And that means I'm never in danger of, like, running into my roommate's bedtime also. So that'd be good. If that doesn't work for anybody, let me know. Because, I mean, I could also change it. I thought about maybe changing the day, whatever. Right now, I'm streaming 6 days a week, taking Saturdays off, which I actually really like. It feels good to do it. So if you like watching these streams and there's a time or day that would be better for you, let me know. It doesn't have to be Sunday. I picked Sunday because for a while my friend Strangely was doing daily streams except Sunday. So I figured, well, I'll do a stream on Sunday. Anyway, the plan, though, is to move this stream to 6 p.m. Pacific next Sunday. I'm under the impression that liking the video, like, might be a good thing for, like, my algorithms or whatever. I don't know how it works, but like the video if you liked it, I guess. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to get notifications when I live stream. I think that's how that works. Thank you, whoever just liked it. Please don't do Friday. Noted. 6 p.m. Sunday is good for Michelle. All right. Sold. All right, Nick, I will make a note of that third Bowie song. I might need 3 options to be able to pick one. Anyway, all right, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was fun to play songs for y'all. Also, remember, if you didn't hear it earlier, the theme for next week is 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So if you want to request a song from that time period, request it early, and it'll give me time to work on it before next Sunday. Okay? And on that note, bye!